So you're trying to figure out whether or not you want to be an active or passive investor. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you a couple of different things you can think about that can help you make up your mind. Coming up. Hey there, it's Billy with Keep On Cash Flow, helping you to grow your money and your mindset so that you can get to the lifestyle that you really want to lead faster. Now, on this channel, as usual, I'll be sharing weekly tips and strategy videos just like this. So if it's your first time here, why don't you go ahead and make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And you'll definitely want to make sure that you participate and share your comments that are going to be listed in the part below here in the video. But as for today, I really want to get back to this whole point of whether or not you want to be an active or passive investor, or really what that means. Because I get a lot of calls, and when I'm interacting with people, a lot of times people don't really know what they want. Do they want to be active or do they want to be passive? They've heard a lot about passive income, but they don't necessarily know if that translates to being a passive investor. So let me just kind of give you a couple of different things to think about, because I've been both a passive as well as an active investor. And I'm always talking about things like long distance real estate investing, or real estate investing for that matter. And so let me start more on the active, right? And I'll give you the experience of where I am today, where my company is, and hopefully this will help give you more insight. But if you're an active investor, I guess first and foremost, you're really thinking about maintaining the control over your system or your specific asset, because at the end of the day, you are the expert in the area. You are the person who's bringing forward the idea, and basically being able to make sure that whatever asset class that you are investing in, that you are creating the maximum amount of return, both for your investors as well as yourself. So, and when you do that, a lot of times you will think about this in terms of the return of your capital. Now, typically this is going to be the area where you're getting the highest return of your capital. And the reason for that typically is because you're taking also the highest amount of risk. It's up to you to make sure that the risk is mitigated in whatever type of assets that you are placing your capital in, and specifically in the capital of other people. And that's really when you're actively involved. You're spending a lot of your time to make sure that you're building your teams. We know that teams are one of the most important elements of any type of investment. You're also being very crystal clear in terms of where that's going, what type of markets are you investing in, et cetera. And especially as it relates to long distance real estate investing. As you know, that's something that is really, really close to my heart. Let's take a little bit of a change, talk about more of the passive investor. And when you're a passive investor, very similar to what the name means, you're really relying on someone else for their idea. A lot of times you'll see this in the stock market. A lot of times people are very passive because that's where they place their money without necessarily spending a lot of time to get educated on something. So you take a very passive approach. Or many times you may love doing what you do. You're in your multiple six-figure salary job and you like it, you love it, and you're continuing to move up the ladder. And that is really one of the main focuses, yourself, for you, and also for your family. And what you'd also like to be able to do is maybe diversify a little bit in different types of asset classes. So you may be looking to place your capital in the type of investment that will create a return while you spend your time working either in your business or at the company that you are a part of. So this is a lot of different things where you can really be a passive investor, focus on what you love, and make sure that that your capital is working in the way that you want it to. You can also think about this when you have less of a consideration for the specific type of asset class, because you want it to be able to provide you certain types of returns or certain types of benefits. So when you're looking at the different asset classes, you are making sure that you are investing in those that create the best situation for you. For instance, a number of passive investors will also look at real estate specifically because it can provide lots of tax benefits. And when you are earning multiple six figures, being able to minimize your tax burden is something that can be very interesting, which is also another reason that we love real estate for our passive investors. So There's also been recently, I've talked about this in one of my recent classes or series where I continue to break down exactly what real estate does and some of the different benefits that real estate can create for both the active investor as well as the passive investor. So I think if you want to really break it down or make it as simple as possible, when you are an active investor, you're really responsible for the idea and you are maximizing a specific return. When you are a passive investor, it could be a personal development play, it could be a diversification play, or most importantly, you're just having your capital work for you while you continue to spend your time elsewhere. So, as most of you know, I love to leave with a question of the day, and so I'm going to do that in just a second. But what I'd like to ask you also, if you've made it to this far in the video and you found it to be very valuable, I'd ask you to go ahead and click the like button, and I'd also ask you to share this video with your friends. So it always helps us to grow the community, and you are one of the main reasons that we're able to do that. So, but now let me get back to the question of the day. Based on what I've just talked to you about and some of the different concepts we've talked about, where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself more as an active or a passive investor, and why? So really looking forward to seeing your answers and interacting with you in the comments below. This is Billy Keels. It's my 2 cents for today. And as always, hasta la próxima.